As a new season dawns, we have some fresh faces at the Blue Brazil. We're ready for this season. Could this be the season that we just win it all? This is Beyond Blue Brazil. Welcome in. We had the most money to date that we've had at this club. We have invested it. We have upgraded the training facilities once again. We have brought in a loan manager, and instantly it is paying dividends. Some of our young players actually going out on loan. We have a new affiliate. We've picked up Clyde as affiliate. But where did we spend the money on the field? We've brought in more players than I expected. Last video, I hinted what I was after this season. I was after improvement in goal and fullbacks. I was pretty much happy with the rest. We got off on the right foot. We brought in a Scotsman, something we definitely needed to do. Dick Linus joins us from Burnley. He is a fullback option. He can play on the right and to a degree the left. Good strong mentals. Physicals are not bad. Not the fastest. That could maybe be a bit detrimental. Actually pretty good tackling, marking, heading, etc. 6 foot tall. Could make a makeshift centre back if needed. Maybe even defensive midfielder. Would like to sort of like have him as backup and ease him in, but it's good to have another Scottish player at the club. Something we probably sorely lacked. I think he's an alright pickup. We picked him up for 180k. That's not a bad deal, is it? Eric Schutt joins us as a goalkeeper. Dutch player. We brought him in for 900k from VV Venlo. I think he looks good. He is actually going to be our backup goalie this season, although I think he's good enough to play. I'd probably be playing him in a lot of the cup games. Good aerial reach. Not the best first touch. He does prefer sweeper keeper. Good reflexes. He rushes out a lot. His passing's not ideal. But young player, 24 years old, for a goalkeeper. I think he's a nice little pickup, 6'2". He's got enough like positives that I wouldn't be scared to play him. Slicker was good to us, but I was always a bit apprehensive about playing him. Paul Wheel is the next one in the door. German player, 22 years old, 6'4", and he can play anywhere up that spine. We are most likely to deploy him as a defensive midfielder, but I have no qualms dropping him in centre back if need be. A really good solid player. Not a position I actually was after. You know, kind of thought we'd be spending our money elsewhere, but when in Rome. We actually picked him up for 165k, which I think is an absolute steal. Time will tell, but he's young. He can improve, I reckon. And gives us a little, probably means that Dane Murray plays less this season, which we're starting edging towards anyway. Quigley does have some injury issues, but yeah, nice little pickup there. A couple of free transfers next. Jack McLean joins us from Chelsea, and I think he's very good. My thoughts are we're going to deploy him as the deep line playmaker in the defensive midfield role, but if you have a look at him in centre midfield, DLP defend, vision, technique, passing, first touch. Martin Ham is going to have to fight to keep his spot, because this guy, as soon as he can play that, is going to be very fun to watch. He does get forward whenever possible. That is not, doesn't really align with the position we would like him to play. He winds up opponents, tries long range passing. That's more in line with how we want to see him play. But yeah, decent. His physical's not as important because of DLP, but he's good enough. I reckon he could be quite the signing for us. Free transfer as well. Come on. We followed up with another free transfer. Dylan Torres just fell in my lap. I'm not even going to make any qualms about this. If I saw this in a video and they were like, oh yeah, I just picked him up on a free, he was just sitting there, I would say bullshit. And I'd be like, hey, don't trust that guy. I swear, nothing nefarious here. This guy was just sitting there. Teams wanted him, but we bid for him first and we signed him on a deal. So he comes in on a free transfer, 19 years old, straight away 11.5 million. He's not even being paid that much. That's how you know he's good. He can actually play fullback which we might deploy him as at times, but I think his future might be at centre-back. We're actually quite happy with the centre-backs we've got, but he looks like a really solid option there. I reckon, be it defensive midfield, centre-back, or even right-back, he won't let us down much this season. He actually played for Olympique Marseille before, never got an appearance. Crazy that he was available. We then did dip into the transfer budget. 1.3 million release clause for this man, and it's another Scotsman. Stuart McCord joins us from St Mirren. Oh, St Mirren, didn't they just have a good season? Well, they did, and I think it partly down to this man. He had the best season of his career last year. He scored 14 goals in 38 appearances, way up on previous seasons, and you can kind of see why. My coaches actually prefer him to Gordon Johnson. Likes the round keeper, likes the lob keeper, attempts overhead kicks. I think Gordon Johnson's better, personally, but he's a deep line forward, and that means that we've actually got cover for Valesco, so I'm very happy to pick him up. Another Scotsman for the team. We pick him up. He's not on huge wages. Got him on a decent deal. I reckon he's going to hit the ground running. Could do with better passing, absolutely, but Velasco's our man. Velasco's going to be our main deep line forward this season anyway, but yeah, really happy with picking up McCord, and he can also play advanced forward, etc. pretty well, so we do have options. I think last season I really thought our strikers were settled, and we had strikers good enough to push us to the very end, and we were maybe let down just by some draws at the start of the season, and then toward the end we maybe just fell off a bit, but we won 2 cups. I fancy us picking up some silverware this season. I just don't know what competition it'll be, but I'd be pretty disappointed if we don't win anything this year, because I think our squad is starting to really take shape. In terms of outs, it's actually just a bunch of loans. So Martin Thomas, Jack Casey, Alan McLeod, Clark Leishman, all out on loan from our youth team. We get some money for some of them. Alan McLeod out on loan for free. Nieva, he's actually gone out on loan at Hamilton, and I think that's good because he could develop and become a decent player as well. So the Brazilian goes to Hamilton. They're paying a good chunk a month, so happy with that. At the end of last season, we actually we loaned out Stephen Ross to Kilmarnock. Obviously, Slicker was sold to Aberdeen, and Romario Harewood we have sold to Hibs. Now, the reasoning behind selling Romario is we've just ended up with more centre-backs. We've ended up with better centre-backs. I actually thought Nieva was maybe better than Romario. We picked Romario up on a free transfer, and we've sold him for 425k. I think that's a good bit of business. I don't mind that. We'll see when we come up against him, but I don't think that's bad at all. Now, for those with a keen eye, you smart guys out there, you'll have noticed, oh, you've only got one goalie. Oh no, there's only one goalie. Well, yeah, there is only one goalie we've bought. That doesn't mean it's the only goalie we've got. He's back. Keenan Bates joins us once again for another season with the Blue Brazil, on loan again, with a optional fee of 6 million at the end of this this loan. We're paying a bit more of his wages now. He's our boy. You know, we picked him up when we really needed a goalie, and he's never really done super poorly. He's had some moments, but I'm happy to see him back. And you know, he's won 3 trophies with us. He's won 2 Scottish Cups and a Premier Sports Cup. Well, actually, technically, we didn't play in one of the Scottish Cups. Anyway, we're happy to see him back, and he's going to try and keep Shutt out of the team, but I'd like to get them both game time this season, because Shutt actually could become a really good goalie. We didn't lose any key men. I think this squad is looking pretty nice. I mean, you can just cast your eyes down it. Alex Akaviti still needs to leave probably. Chalmers is retired. We've got some depth. Aaron Lawrence is currently under a bid from Derby, so we might sell him. He was a free transfer, never really got game time. We've managed to up the amount of Scotsmen that are going to be involved this season, at least. Looks like we'll have 3 Scotsmen regularly involved. It's still not good enough. I realise that we've gone pretty exotic, I would say. That's the one downfall. But if we can pick up the likes of Stuart McCord and a Gordon Johnson here and there, it makes me feel a little bit better about our situation. We'd love to bring through some youth of our own, but I think this season, given that all the better ones are 15, etc., 16, they need to go out on loan. One of the loans that is out that I'll just draw to your attention is Clark Leishman. He's already scored for Edinburgh City this season. I really hope he kicks on and improves, because that finishing and composure at that age is very good. But his physicals are absolutely pants. But if he's getting games, he will improve. We've done the draw for the next round of the Premier Sports Cup, and we do have Queen's Park, but we will kick off our season today in earnest against Motherwell. We're away from home, but I really do think we've got a team that can go out and take the game to the majority of this league. And let's face it, if we are going to win the league title, we have to be competitive against Celtic, against Rangers. So we're going to take the games to them as well, because last season, if we had been better against Celtic, we could have delivered that title. I do not want a repeat this season. 2 seasons we've ran it close, we've been involved, and we've fallen away. In an ideal world, we will wrap this up before the championship round. I know, given that we haven't managed to get close really doing that before, seems unlikely. But that has to be the goal. We just don't like the championship round. Lineup for our first game of the season is actually the same as what we had last season. We are not going to start any of the new boys here. We're going to try and ease them in. Bates in goal, Pedrinho and Byrne as our wing backs. There's Visevic and Mancisador as our centre back pairing. Ham and Queeley in front of them as the defensive midfielders. Scott and Pedrinho, Johnson and Velasco. Now the thinking here is we have our bench now packed with guys who could realistically be starting. We're much stronger squad now. If we turn to that bench, even striker, there's an argument that McCord might be fancied over Johnson. I don't think that is the case, but certainly gives a sign if Velasco's not firing. So we are going to go into this game and we're going to try and take the game in Motherwell, and we're hopefully going to leave with all 3 points to start our season off on the right foot. I just hope this isn't a mistake I'm making by going with the same team and not freshening it up with some of the new signs. I think we've had a bit more of a reserved pre-season. I just did 1 game a week rather than hammering them with games. See if that would make a difference. But we go into this fit and ready, I think. We've got the possession so far. That's good, given that we're on the road. Macisto heads it away only as far as Odimayo. Laidlaw. Right, he's taking a heavy touch. Surely we can close that ball down. Proctor. Nice ball in behind Bates with a good, important save. Good positioning from the goalkeeper. Aberdeen have taken the lead against St Mirren. Laidlaw. Adams. Dewsbury Hall. Oh, great tackle. Scott now. Driving forward. That's a brilliant tackle, actually. Johnson. Holds the ball up. Pulls it by Pedrinho. Am now in midfield. Great ball, Pedrinho. But tries to put it through for Johnson. Back to the keeper. Oh, Johnson applying a bit of pressure. Win the ball back. Scott now. Puts out wide to Pedrinho. Can we turn this into well, capitalising on our mistake? And Johnson heads it over. I thought for a second there when Johnson chased that down, he was going to nip in and just managed to get away. But good hustle from the forward. But oh, Bates. Wow. Wow. Bates finds Johnson. What was Bates doing? Glasgow, Johnson, put it across the box. Get a second stab at it, but he pulls it back to Pedrinho. Pedrinho go whip it across. Does so. Headed away. Scott now. Back in. Pedrinho. That's a pen. He's right through the back of him. That's a pen. Gordon Johnson will step up to take this, I think. And Johnson we trust. Gosh, come on. Yes! That's how we want to start the season. We need to be on the front foot. We need to force the opposition mistakes. We've made them make 2 so far. 1 of them leads to a penalty, and we capitalise. I don't mind that at all. Gordon Johnson starts the season off with a goal. Lovely. Velasco on the corner. Whips this in. Oh, I thought the centre back was going to win that, but it's cleared. Ham, great ball into Velasco. Pulls across Scott. Scott across the box. Pedrinho now. Wheelie. in the box, puts it across Johnson. That's his second. That is beautiful football. It's a really good driven cross by Queeley, who, again, he actually signed a new contract start of this season. I really like him, think he can improve. He's obviously a solid player. He's got 23 million release clause, which is lovely. I think this could be the season where he really steps it up, because injuries really plagued him last year. But now we do not have to play him unfit. We've got options. We've got some very good defensive midfielders. I think they're capable of even more. What we'd like to do is get Gordon Johnson his hat-trick and then unleash Stuart McCord. Burn now with a throw-in. We're not having the best of games. We've got options. Again, we could take on Dick Linus, get him his first appearance for Blue Result. Whipped in. Johnson goes up, doesn't win the header. Pedrinho now. Drive to that byline, cuts it back to Scott. Now. Scott, Velasco, Pedrinho. Look out wide. Look at the space for Byrne. Plays it through for Pedrinho. That is... If we can do that for a whole season, we might just win a game or two. I need to calm myself down here. I think this is the best squad I have had at Cowdenbeath. And with proper depth now, I'm quite excited for this season. I'm going to take Ham off. I'm going to unleash Jack McLean. He needs time to learn the position anyway. Dewsbury Hall whips this one in. Sykes almost wins the header. Good header away from the centre back though. Proctor coming forward. Dewsbury Hall again with the ball. Finds Sykes. Keep a clean sheet. It's day one. Does anyone else feel like they've just rolled this game back to FM21? There's just a sprinkling of, clean sheets aren't needed anymore. I feel like we've set our records for getting clean sheets already this save. We're not going to get close to it again. We could demand more. I know we're on the road, but a bit of pressure on them. I think we might take... Let's see, Velasco lifts this in. That's his door. We're going to take Velasco off and we're going to take on McCord. Leave on Johnson. He is sitting on a brace already. And then Byrne, we're going to take off and we're going to put on Dick Linus. Ginelli. Odi Mayo. I absolutely would not accept another conceded goal. McCord, play it through! Johnson, he's onside, I think. Oh boy. Oh my word. I've just seen the Rangers score. That's not good. Rangers are 7-3 up on Dundee United. The fact they're conceding's good. 7 goals on the opening day is pretty impressive. McCord, look at this. It's a great Wade pass. If he hadn't made it, I'd have gone mental. Johnson in heaps of space, onside. He gets his hat-trick. Beautiful performance from him. Look at this. He's well onside. That centre-back just left by himself, and then, unfortunately for Motherwell, he does play Johnson on. Lovely. A professional performance, opening day, 4-1 over Motherwell. I forgot to look. I meant to look at the season preview before this, so what we'll do is we'll take a look at it now, and we'll see where we sort of rank in the media's eyes for this season. But yeah, lovely opening day performance. Wins for Rangers, Aberdeen, Hibs picking up a win over St Johnstone, Dundee beating Inverness Califistle. And I'm pretty happy with a 4-1 win over Motherwell. Absolutely. 7-3 is a bit of a humdinger, isn't it? So if we have a quick look now at the season preview, see where we're expected to finish. Interestingly... What? Right, so we're... So we're expected to finish 4th. Behind Motherwell. Huh. Didn't... What? So Motherwell just got promoted and they're expected to finish 4th, according to the media. That surprises me. Surprises me that a promoted team is expected to do that well. I know the media predictions can be way off, but like, to have them above us and then we just school them opening day at home seems a bit silly. Celtic heavy favourites to win. Rangers in second. Ourselves expected to be fourth behind Motherwell, who we just absolutely pumped. Interesting one. I'm not really sure what to think of that. So, if you enjoyed the video, hit that subscribe. Comment below. I'd like to hear what you think of the signings. How do you think we're going to do this season? You saw us in action that opening day. Basically same team as last year, but we looked like we're really up for it. 4-1 victory. We've got a bit of depth. I'm quite excited. I'm quite excited for the season ahead. So what we will do, we will come back. I guess we'll come back for the Queen's Park game and the Celtic game, because the Celtic games matter. I'm afraid we're going to probably see a lot of Celtic this season, because those games are massive to us now. And we haven't had the draw for our Euro Cup playoff spot yet, so we'll find that out next video. And we're still in the market for a couple of players. We maybe need another left back. I've got Bola as backup to Pedrinho, but Pedrinho's injuries were so bad last season. We missed him a lot, as was Bola's. So another left back would be good. Not necessarily needed if we could maybe move Burn about and we maybe switch it about, but it gets a bit messy. And we're maybe not done in the market for a striker. We'll see if it comes off. If it doesn't, I'll maybe just touch upon it, but we've maybe got a bid in for someone right now. So join me next time when hopefully we get that we get the clean sheet that is eluding us, and we pick up more points as we once again go beyond Blue Brazil.